What about the logic? I mean, that I think it was the chairman of the APC now, Adams Oshiomhole, said something about the fact that those who are defecting are probably the APC is better for it now, because those are people who actually came into the party with quote-unquote PDP ideals, and it's now they're weeding themselves out slowly so that the APC can actually be a stronger, better party. Do you agree to that?
With due respect to him, I think he doesn't know what he's talking about. Because the truth is, if you look at Rotimi Amechi was in PDP, a lot of their ministers and office holders were once in PDP. And in politics is a game of number, whether you like it or not. So if you see any politician telling you that I don't need a particular person, then that politician doesn't know what he's doing. One vote can make a difference. I've done election in one of my wards in my local government. They won by one vote. So one vote makes a lot of difference. Then if you see a senator and you say he's leaving, will not cause any harm or will not cause any damage to your party, then you don't know what you're talking about.
Let's look at the PDP now, because I mean, the PDP seems to be shining all of a sudden. They've had a very rough 3 years, very rough. The past 3 years for them have just been, they were almost a non-existent opposition, besides maybe the governor of Ekiti State and Rivers State. They were both very vocal. How do you see their primaries playing out now? I know we have one very prominent candidate now, of course, former Vice President Atiku, who was probably the first to start these defections, and then we'll have McCarthy as well. Probably, we don't know, a few other people. How do you think that's going to play out with regards to them, which was what happened with the APC, strange bedfellows coming together very quickly to win elections? If they get into power, don't you see this cycle completely repeating itself again? Are we ready to keep doing this?
Okay, now I'll talk about it in terms of stability and chances. Now, those that live in the APC to the PDP, of course, the departure would create stability in the APC. They're taking away the instability, so to say, in the APC to the PDP. So now the chances, as they move out, the chances of the APC, of course, will continue to dim by increasing the chances of the PDP. But at the same time, they will be going into the PDP to cause instability. Do you get? Because now, all of these are giants. Atiku, Conquesto, Mpuesaraki, they're all giants, political heavyweight champions. So now, when all of them get into the PDP, of course, they'll be unable to build a community of interest. It is certain. It is certain that the APC, if all of these guys move from the, if more guys move from the APC to the PDP, they expect maybe an implosion in the PDP as well, because all of these guys, they're driven by interest. They all want to become president. And we have people like Atiku, Kwankwaso, and the likes that also got Tambo and Co. They all want to become president. So there's a very high chance that the primaries would be troubled, and of course it will affect stability and the cohesion that they'll be needing to contest in general elections.
Yeah, there's a lot of analysis I was watching even on Channel Sunrise Daily during the weekend. There was an analysis of the fact that the PDP traditionally has the South-South and the Southeast, right? And then parts of the Middle Belt for the most part. And the Southwest has usually been the part where they contest, but the North, for the most part, has always been Buhari's for the taking. Now, the PDP will most likely be presenting a northern candidate. Most likely, the way it's looking now, former Vice President Atiku, he looks like the strongest contender of the lot now. Is it strong enough to shake the votes in the north? I mean, there's been a lot of quote-unquote drama in the north. Boko Haram is probably a little whittled down, but they're still doing quite a lot there, unfortunately. We have the herdsmen issue. There's a lot of instability. Not everybody is particularly as excited as they were in 2015 about President Buhari. We don't know. But the truth is, do you think there's going to be a huge chunk of that vote taken away? And what does that do for an Atiku, for example?
Yes, I believe that if PDP is serious about taking the presidency in 2019, Atiku is the right person to
But is it strong enough?
He's strong. He would wipe out Northeast. I see him getting Northeast 80% minimum of the vote, because Northeast has been destabilized. The infrastructure is in shambles, and Boko Haram menace has been very, very severe. So they need someone from that area who understands that area, who can develop and focus a lot of attention development in that area, and with the hope that if someone from that area comes in, they might understand the language of Boko Haram, or he might know how to curb the menace of Boko Haram. Because the truth is whoever lives with a community that knows their problem if you come from Lagos to govern, if you come from a different state to govern this particular state, you might not understand that problem. It might be easy for you not to pay their salaries because you didn't grow up with them in that state, you didn't live with them in that state. But if you grew up in a particular state, you lived in that state, you have friends in that state, it will be unthinkable for you to say you don't want to pay their salary. So an Atiku who has business interest in Adamawa, who lived in Adamawa, who has children, who has relatives in Adamawa, if he gets in there, it's in his own best interest to solve the Boko Haram and insecurity and infrastructure challenges. So I feel that if an Atiku is fielded, I feel he will take minimum of 80% of Northeast, and if Bukola Saraki cooperates with him, I think they will take about 70% of North Central. Southwest, we're going to split Southwest. 50-50, we'll split Southwest. Buhari can have his Northwest, but the margin will be closed by the likes of Kwakwanso and Shekarao. Southeast, South-South is a no-go area for APC. So as far as I'm concerned, I feel that if we field Atiku and Bukola Saraki stands behind him, I think the presidency is for PDP.
Bukola Saraki is a member of the APC, though. Let's be
very clear. I understand. No, I know.
And we also know that we did hear, I think it was the spokesperson, the presidential advisor, I think, on National Assembly matters, did give a press conference saying that even the people who have defected to PDP said they are going there for their own interests, but with the presidential election, they'll be working for President Buhari.
How possible is that?
That's not possible.
How possible is
That's glib talk. That's glib talk. That's glib talk. It doesn't. They will say whatever they need to say, but that's glib talk. Yeah. They will never work for president. Once you're in PDP, you can't. That's anti-party. Yeah, if they find out that you are working against the interest of the party, they will take you out of the party.
Very quickly before we go now, how far away are we from a breakaway candidate besides these two major parties? I mean, there are some other exciting candidates in the field. Most people say, "Oh, if only you were in this party." You know, we hear a lot of names, and people wonder if are we there yet? Our
problem is ourselves. Now we have a number of younger people who are vying to become president. But now, why is it that the commotion is always between? It's always between the APC and the PDP. Why? You ask me. You ask me. Now the answer is nothing but money. Now we have young people. I don't give names on air. Of course, we have young people who are contesting to become president. But because these young people don't have the kind of financial width, you know, to pull shoulder to shoulders with the likes of Atiku and President Buhari and the like. That's why we're not talking about them. Young people with vision, young people, smart people. You can see their resume. They've done incredibly well for themselves. People that personally I feel and I believe that they will do better. Yeah. But nobody's talking about them here. We're always talking about
you think it's mostly money?
Well, it's not about money. There was a particular election where I was interested in a candidate from a different political party. But I was going to vote for him. But when I got to my polling unit, he didn't even have an agent in the local government. So winning presidency is not a Tea Party affair. It's not a Facebook affair. You need structures. I mean, I've been involved in politics. I know what it takes. You need to have polling agents everywhere. You need to have people in every community. In my local government alone,
it's a lot of hard work.
In my local government alone, we have 85 towns, 85 villages. So it's a lot of hard work. It's not about money. If you come in with 10 billion naira, if you don't have that structure, the money will be frittered away without you seeing the impact of that money. Yeah. So you can't just say you want to win presidency. You have to start locally. Win small local government, House of Assembly, House of Rep, Senate. When you now have pockets of slots in one state or the other, you can now say presidency. Presidency is not a joke. Even to run for local government chairman, it's not about money alone. You need that structure. You need to know the head of the NURCW in this local government. You need to know the market woman. You need to know the teachers. It takes a lot of hard work. You can't just come and be typing on Facebook and say you want to be president and all that. It doesn't work that way. We have to be real with ourselves. It takes a lot of hard work. And why we are saying people like Atiku are the best candidates is because they have name recognition. He has contested in 1991. People know him. He has friends everywhere. So he has structure.
But is that a criteria for being president? I mean, we have a president now who ran 4 times.
Yeah. You know why is it criteria?
Did that make him a great candidate? Does this make Atiku
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But you know why is
that?
It's not parochial in his view. If you have a president whose lifestyle is just cornered to one particular state, he doesn't have friends in different states, he doesn't read books, he doesn't have all that, it will affect his policy, it will affect his ideology. So if you have someone that has friends everywhere and is a bridge builder, of course, he will want to listen to you. But when you have someone that is parochial and someone that is just sitting in one particular village and doesn't read books, I mean, you will have more than what you're having currently.
Well, thank you very much, guys. We hope to keep this passion up until the election in 2019. Go and get your PVCs. The deadline is very close. I hear August 17th is when it's going to end. Thanks for being here today. We'll continue the conversation, of course, up until the elections in 2019.